This is a reply to Tom Kennedy. I had to go off into the wilderness, so to speak. I wanted to make sure that I would make a useful video. This is hard for me to do. It drags me back through a lot of painful memories of the past 12 years. But I think I needed to do that because I didn't know if there was one best example to give or another best example to give. Yeah. And here's a representative one. I did not need this woman's help. She was the head of an agency. I needed a referral to a handyman, handy person. This woman's agency took government grant money to do things for people with disabilities who needed certain help. I didn't have that need, but I did need a referral to somebody I could hire. And so this is what Tom goes through. This is what people in Tom's position go through all the time. Opportunists, sadists. Well, so anyway, with this woman, I called her. Somebody else had given me her phone number. Well, maybe this lady knows. And she misunderstood my intent right away and thought that I needed her help, that I needed help from that agency. She was excessively condescending. She talked down to me from the start. She talked down to me from the start. She made it a point to make me feel like a lesser right away. It was a very demeaning situation. And it occurred to me in all of that, this is what happens to people who need her help. They need her help so she can treat them any way she wants, and she feels empowered, sadistically empowered. It was sadism to make me feel like dirt because she thought I needed help. And then I explained that I was looking for a referral. I was not in need of her help, and the whole picture changed. Now we were equals in her eyes. Her demeanor changed just like that. Then she started talking to me as equal to her. So I thought I felt something hit my chair, and I couldn't figure out what that was. And I had this red this barbecue sauce. And I looked down, and I saw a little cracked open barbecue sauce. You know, one of those packs of barbecue sauce. And then it hit me what I'd felt. Somebody had thrown that at my chair. Somebody had thrown that at me. They hit my chair. I guess they were aiming for me. Several years ago, I went to a store to make a rather large purchase. And it's a store where a friend of mine always went. I spent over $1,000 in one sitting, one day. The problem with this business is that no handicap parking. It was still worth it to me to make this purchase. It was. The first time I went in, I called ahead and they held a place for me in front of the store. And so I thought, well, you know, I'll be doing business over time here probably. And maybe over time we can talk about proper handicap, you know, designated handicap park. And then on another occasion I went and there was nowhere I could park. And so that's when I thought, well, okay, you're going to, you know, you've got to call each time. And you've got to start talking about handicap parking because you need to. So I called the store and I explained the situation. We talked about handicap parking and I said, you know, you really have to do this. I'm trying to act in the best interest of your store too. And she said, her reply to me was this, because parking is at a premium there. Well, we don't want our able-bodied customers to have to walk too far. And she said that to me. My first thought, because I'd spent a lot of time in retail, I always had a side job and I liked retail. My first thought was actually on behalf of the store owner, because I thought to myself, no store owner in this day and age would want his or her employee representing the store that way. I was incredulous that she would have that attitude, but that was her attitude. And she was very clear about it, and she had no problem with it. I had just spent $1,000 in that store, and I didn't have the same value as an able-bodied customer. Doesn't matter if I'd spent any money. But you know, it's in the face of that too. So the next day I called and I asked to speak with the manager of the store. And sadly, I got the same attitude. He was okay with it. The person who's leading the parade in this is the store manager. Two people now telling me I don't have the same value. I, as a person with a disability, do not have the same value as a person who is not disabled. And so I told my friend at some point about this, hoping that she would be mad on my behalf. You know, assuming actually that she would be angry on my behalf, to be honest. I guess I sort of assumed that she would. Oh, I didn't get much of a response beyond that. And she continued to go there. I died a little bit. Not because the salesperson told me that I didn't have the same value as an able-bodied customer, and not because the store manager told me the same thing, but because my friend did it too. My friend. Now, I didn't have the same value as convenience. I don't have the words to describe what that did to me. And a lot like that has happened in 12 years. A lot like that. And I can cite example after example where I have been told in one way or another that I don't have the same value as a regular human being. I'm not a regular human being. When I see videos here made by other people with disabilities, in their comment sections in there, some of them are gruesome, some of them are not. It depends on the kind of video, and it's unconscionable. Over and over again, people have no compunction about saying, you need to die, disabled freak. I see it over and over again. And you get so tired of being told that you have no value, of having to struggle additionally to get help, of being laughed at, of being ridiculed, of being the fall guy. When somebody tells you that you're really not worthy of life, and by whatever euphemisms, you hear it a lot. And we see the same internet that able-bodied people see, videos, and we see where other people with disabilities are told to die. Go kill yourself. You're a freak. Freak is the favorite word. In a venue such as this, what can we do with any militating impact? I'm sorry, Tom. I'm appalled. I'm enraged. I'm enraged. I'm enraged that this happened to you. I'm enraged on your behalf. Yeah. And I can't thank you, all of you, enough for watching this. And the way they do this to us.